So the drivers' parade is commencing the meeting here at Lochgelly for this Scottish Championship Speed Weekend for the Classic Hot Rods. The National Hot Rods will be competing for their European Championship. And it's good to see that the first man out being welcomed by the crowd here this afternoon is Cheshire's 24, Roger the Dodger, Roger Wright. You see the Boyd team are featured in camera now with 445 Graham Boyd and 44 Cara Boyd. Cara, of course, competing in an absolutely wonderful looking Wolseley BMC Mark machine from the 1950s, and Graham in his 1960s Austin A40. There's Roger. The man from Cheshire, driving car 24. The rest of the drivers now coming down track. Here's Graham Boyd, driver of car 445. Nicknamed the Cowboy because he raises Highland cattle down in his home in Cambridge, but very happy to be here in Scotland down to his Scottish heritage. There's his daughter Cara, driving car 44. A diminutive but determined driver, and perfectly captures the nickname of Penelope Pitstop. Now, one of the drivers who could be well fancied for Scottish honours this weekend is number 210, and that's Huey Weaver. The Music Man Huey is christened because of his affection to good old-time country music and his startling resemblance to Kenny Rogers of country music fame. The Italian Stallion is next, and that's 121 Charlie Shembry. And the local man, number 247 Graham McCabe, driving his car resplendent in an all-white colour scheme. We'll just allow a number of the National Hot Rod drivers to come past before we see now the youngest driver currently competing in Classic Hot Rods. This is 911 Harry Stewart, nicknamed Harold. Beautiful looking car, and Harry's certainly one who just can't be discounted when it comes to the odds of taking the championship this weekend. There's the Norfolk boy, 72 Gary Godswin, who's enjoyed a superb start to the season. He is currently in second place in the points. Local man, number 162, Keith Cheshire, the ever-smiling Cheshire Cat. And from Ireland, 175, we have Andy O'Donnell. It's superb to see the number of Irishmen who have come over to compete in the Classics this weekend. We have no less than 8 drivers coming over the North Channel to be with us here in Scotland this weekend. And another one of the Irish coming through with green overalls to match his turquoisey green car, and that's number 156 Jerry Rothwell, nicknamed Rocker, clearly down to his affection down the years with good old rock music. And it's great to see Jerry here. He has the perfect attitude for what it takes to compete in Classic Hot Rods, a perfectionist when it comes to the mechanics and the maintenance of these cars, and the success of the formula in Ireland in such a short space of time is down no small part to Jerry's contribution. Here is the man who's favourite for the Scottish title, even before we start competing, having won every race so far this season with the exception of one. It is the man himself, Mr. Donut 198, Andy Stewart. Car built by SHP, set up to perfection, and he really will be the one to watch this afternoon. We will be starting from the back in the heat, so he really has it all to do. Now, driving the former spanker of Tim Fox, so we have 966, and that's Thomas Dilly. Thomas has put a brilliant job in on that car, in putting it in his own livery, in his own colours, and it was singing sweet in practice a short while earlier. The other silver roof this weekend in the Classics, that's the Irish points champion, number 25, Trevor Cusack. And that's been a good accompaniment of the Classics who are competing this weekend. And there goes Trevor, driving car 25 with the broad silver stripes with the green borderline just to reflect his Irish status. 25 Trevor Cusack. So there we are, making the way back to pit lane. It's a formidably superb and smart arena that the drivers are competing in this weekend here at Lochgelly. Promoted by HRP Promotions, Hardy Promotions, and they make this extremely tidy and effective raceway an absolute pleasure to visit. And pit lane looking brilliant with its all tarmac pits, and therefore far easier for the drivers to maintain the cars. You can see just the amount of fans who have turned up in the pits this afternoon, and do bear in mind that this track is just 2 to 3 miles away from Cowden Beat Raceway, which is also competing this evening. But this is going to be the challenge, this tight, tricky little track here at Lochgelly in Fife, with one set of corners far tighter than the other, and we're looking at the start of the track, which really will sort out the men from the boys as we look at turn 4. Well, that's really quite a tight corner, and it will be interesting to see how all the drivers manage around this raceway today.